Well, it's about damn time, Respawn. Thank you so much, man. For the longest time, the Titanfall community had been tweeting at Respawn, had been trying to get their attention on social media for various issues, but specifically, more recently, with some asshole going around DDoSing the servers in Titanfall 1 on the PC side, and now even Titanfall 2, but Respawn finally addressed it, and they finally addressed us as a community, and honestly, I couldn't be more grateful. Now, when I was on Twitter and I first saw that this happened, I had to double take because I wasn't sure if I had read that correctly. But the tweet says that we're aware of the ongoing DDoS attacks affecting the @Titanfall game, and to the Titanfall community, help is coming ASAP. Now, Respawn made that tweet, and again, honestly, I'm just very grateful because they just addressed us, man. They finally addressed the Titanfall community. For the longest time, on any of their social media platforms, if Respawn would post anything, there would be tons of people, or maybe not tons, but there would at least be a good amount of people from the Titanfall community spamming them with questions either about Titanfall 3 and more recently with the issues going on Titanfall 1, and even more recently the issues going on Titanfall 2 with the PC servers. Now, I know that this really hasn't been a huge issue on the console side. Keep in mind, I've been playing Titanfall 1 and 2 on an Xbox, so I don't really see a lot of DDoSing issues, but what I have seen is a lot of server lag, at least more than usual. Usually I would get between 30 to 50 ping, and more recently I've been getting between 50 and sometimes even 260 ping, which I know I'm not alone in that because I've seen a lot of people as well saying that on consoles, DDoSing isn't really a big issue, but what is an issue with the servers is the amount of lag and how slow they've gotten recently. And now I don't know if the guy DDoSing the PC servers or the person DDoSing the PC servers has anything to do with the significant amount of lag recently on the console side, but I do hope that with the issues that Respawn's going to be looking into with the PC servers, I hope they also take a look at the console to see what's going on with those and see if they can improve the servers for everyone, not people just on the PC side. Now, I want to get one thing clear because I don't want anyone to take this away from the video. I'm not saying that this means we're going to be getting a Titanfall 3, but it's clear that Respawn has actually taken us into consideration. They've actually noticed the Titanfall community for the first time in really a long time. I honestly can't remember the last time there was a big update, for Titanfall. I mean, I think the last real big update that happened for Titanfall 2 was probably when they added Monarch. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's at least the last big update I remember. So the fact that they finally just addressed us on social media honestly made me really happy. And it's clear, like I mentioned earlier, it's obvious that Respawn has actually taken this into consideration. They notice us, and it's clear to them as well that Titanfall isn't a dead game. I saw a lot of people in that original tweet when Respawn actually addressed the DDoSing and they actually addressed us. A lot of people from the Apex community were in there just bitching, saying, why are you supporting a dead game? This game doesn't make you any money. And to those people, man, just please shut up, sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. It's obvious that Respawn isn't going to be taking away any attention from Apex. Apex is still their most successful game right now. It's the game that's making them the most money, because even though Fallen Order, which was their most recent other successful game, I guess you could say, it came out in 2019, that game made them a lot of money, but that was a single player game. That hasn't been as continuously supported and hasn't made them as much money as frequently as Apex. So to even think that this small tweet, that this small thing that they're going to do for the Titanfall community is going to take away any attention from the Apex community, that's just wrong, and that's stupid, because you should really just realize that Apex is obviously their focus, and that's not going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to happen with that. It's just awesome to have this small victory for the Titanfall community, because honestly, if it wasn't for Titanfall, Apex wouldn't even exist. Now, I'll be excited to see how many salty Apex fans will be in my comment section, but look, man, I'm not trying to talk shit about Apex Legends. If you like it, that's great, but again, just please let the Titanfall community have this small victory if you've been one of those Apex fans that's been, for some reason, really mad about this. I understand it feels like maybe they're ignoring Apex, but it's obvious that they're not. I mean, Apex Legends has been the game that's been continuously supported and has been getting continuous content drops and new seasons frequently, and Titanfall, it feels like it's been forgotten for the longest time, so again, please just let us have this small victory. Now, if you were wondering at any point in this video what my personal prediction for Titanfall 3 is, first of all, I do think the game is currently in development, or if it's not currently in development, I do think we are going to get it in the future. Now, if I had to guess, because obviously right now Respawn's biggest project, I'm sure, is the sequel to Fallen Order. That game came out in 2019, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the sequel to that game come out next year in 2022. Probably with announcement in the summer of next year, but again, this is just all based on my personal guess and my personal prediction, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I could definitely see Titanfall 3 being announced a year later in 2023, either with the release in that same year like they did with Titanfall 2, where they announced it in the summer, released it in the fall, or I could see them releasing it a whole year later in 2024 if that's what they want to do. But something I do want to say is this: keep in mind that the success of Titanfall 3, if we do see it in the future, a lot of that is going to depend on when and how Respawn decides to release this game. One of the biggest flaws, really, not really a flaw, but one of the biggest reasons, if not the biggest reason why Titanfall 2 is still so slept on and underestimated to this day, is because when it was released at a really bad time. It was released in 2016, but right in between the two biggest shooters of the year, being Battlefield 1 that year and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, along with Modern Warfare Remastered. So a lot of people weren't paying attention to Titanfall 2. A lot of my friends, I could tell you personally, were not looking forward to Titanfall 2 because they knew they were either going to go with Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty, because again, those are the two biggest shooters every single time they come around. Now, something else that I think is worth mentioning is the competitive scene in Titanfall 3, or what could we possibly see for a pro scene in the future. Now, personally, I love the fact that Respawn didn't really do that with Titanfall 2 or Titanfall 1. The matchmaking is pretty open-ended. You could have matches with players that are super try-hard, super sweaty, and players that are really casual or maybe just starting off in the game, and I love that aspect of the matchmaking. Now, in Titanfall 3, personally, I would love it if they just stay away from the pro scene, because I hate it when pros start getting involved or start asking developers questions or making requests on social media for balance changes, and it ends up disrupting the balance for the whole game for everyone else, even if we're not trying to be pros, even if we're not trying to, or if we don't even care for the request that they're making, it ends up affecting everyone else, and I hate when that happens. So again, I would love to see Respawn just stay away from any pro scene, but if they were to do it in Titanfall 3, I'd love it if they just kept the changes for the pros and the casual players and general multiplayer player base separate. If they keep it like in a league play or rank section, and then keep everyone else in another section, a more general popularized section, I would love that for Titanfall, and I think it would be better for the game altogether. But honestly, it just feels great to know that Respawn finally addressed the Titanfall community. I mean, along with addressing this issue, and credit to them. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm just honestly really grateful that they finally addressed us. After so long, man, they finally addressed the Titanfall community, because it honestly felt like we were just being ignored for the longest time, or like maybe even they were actually trying to ignore us. I don't know, man, but I'm just grateful. Hopefully they can get these improvements out to the servers like they say as soon as possible, and like I mentioned earlier, I really hope they can focus on the console servers as well, but I definitely won't mind if they focus on PC first, because I know on PC Titanfall's pretty much just been unplayable, so I definitely won't mind if they do that first and then check out the console servers. But you already know what to do. Thank you so much to all of you for watching this video. My name's Nico. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited to have these supposed improvements coming to the Titanfall servers? Are you on PC? Are you on console? Do you not care? Are you a salty Apex fan? Let me know. But again, my name's Nico. Thank you so much to all of you for watching this video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see all of you in the next one.